sunk all the way above.
Oh, have I got
Oh
some
my
stories
God.
for you?
I'm like,
On Delbert?
I didn't have my phone or nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like I was gonna keep going. I would've drowned in mud.
Yes.
The,
I didn't know he was involved in any of that.
I know.
what are the mosquitoes like in your yard?
They're not bad at all. I don't know why they are.
Oh, that's right, you're over.
Okay, this is all, okay, so all the rest is out.
Ready?
Yeah. We're ready. Question is, are you ready?
I call to order the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Aransas Pass, July 2nd, 2018 at 6 p.m. Let's rise for the invocation and the pledge.
Dear Father, we thank you for this day as we're about to celebrate the independence of our nation. We thank you for the country that we live in. We thank you, my Father, for the freedoms that we enjoy. And we know, my Father, that it didn't come with a price, that we may honor those that have given their lives for our freedom, and that we may appreciate what we have. We ask that you guide us, the City Council, to make the right decisions for our residents. This we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we go to board and commission appointments.
Mayor and council have been working on the Board of Standards and Appeals, and Burrow's been working on that with some success. So, Burrow, you want to fill the council in on that?
Yes, Mayor, Council, we have before you, or I believe we have before you, two applicants. The first is Ricky Kilgore, which I believe he was the old fire chief here. He's very interested and would love to be a part of this board, and he's a citizen here. Dan Moore is a realtor here in town and business person, and he's shown an extreme interest in becoming a board member. So,
And you have one more, Ruben Rodriguez.
and Ruben Rodriguez, so he's an engineer. So,
Do you want to have two realtors on your board? Because Jen Rabinowitz is a realtor.
I think she's resigning.
She resigned.
No? Oh, did you?
Oh.
Oh.
I think she was one of them that was resigning.
Yeah, Sandy Kubek, yeah.
I believe these three positions will fill the board, all the positions that are open.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
Burrow,
okay.
this deals
She
with-
did resign, okay. Never mind.
She did resign,
Yep,
right?
she did, yep, resigned.
And Burrow, this deals with demolition, something that we're looking at as far as
Yeah.
cleaning up the community. correct?
Cleaning up the community, demolitions, also trying to get the community just cleaned up. It has to do with weeds and keeping the garbage out, keeping your yards and properties looking like they should.
Good luck. So if we approve these three, that fills the board, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion. Does anybody have anything to say? Okay, then I make a motion that we approve Ricky Kilgore, Dan Moore, and Ruben Rodriguez to the BBSA board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we go to the consent agenda. All of the following items on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the City Council members so request. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we go to public hearing. It's discuss and consider and conduct first public hearing for the proposed voluntary annexation of certain property by the City of Aransas Pass, Texas, of an area commonly known as 2705 West Wheeler Avenue, Aransas Pass, Texas 78336, San Patricio County Appraisal District Property ID 1032260 with a legal description of part of the Track 5, Block 109, TP McCampbell, 15-acre subdivision, San Patricio County, Texas, comprised of approximately 8.363 acres as recorded in Volume 1, Page 2, Map Records of Aransas County, Texas.
Mayor and City Council members, this is a project commonly known as the Motel 6 Voluntary Annexation Plan. And this is where that Motel 6 is going to get built and brought into our city boundaries. You will recall that on April the 24th, 2018, both the landowner and the developers submitted a petition to the city for voluntary annexation. The City Council heard that petition and approved a resolution on May 21st, granting that we go ahead and accept that petition, publish for a public hearing, a first public hearing and a second public hearing, and directing the city to actually create a municipal service plan for the newly annexed area. The very next morning after you did that on May the 21st, we sent out notices to every property owner, lien holder, mortgagee, state, federal, and government agency you can imagine to let them know that we are moving forward with this voluntary annexation. They've all received those notices, and so today is actually, you should know, was your first public hearing. And your public hearing for today has been published. It was published in the newspaper on June 13th. It was also posted on Front City Hall on May the 22nd, the very next morning. So now you're going to conduct your public hearing, hear comments from the public about their approval or disapproval of the annexation of this property, and we will have your second public hearing scheduled at the next City Council meeting, which will be July the 16th, 2018. So Mayor, if you could please move forward with conducting that public hearing. That's all I have to say and regarding this particular agenda item.
Anybody got anything to say? Any comments?
Okay. Open the public hearing. Seeing that there are no comments, you may close the public hearing, Mayor.
Okay. So, okay, well, we're gonna close public hearing, and we're gonna go to the city manager.
Okay. This first one is an issue related to rates and AEP, and that's something that's done regularly in cities and brought to our attention by the city attorney. So Roxanne, I'll turn the first one over to you.
Every year, those utility companies are always looking to increase rates. And to increase their rates, they have to submit an application with information that justifies the increase. And every single year, these law firms gets hired to actually review the application and determine whether or not the cost increase is just, or to negotiate the cost increase down. So this is another year of that time again. AEP is asking for an increase, and the lawyers that usually work on these, you'll see is Lloyd Gosling. They're asking for your permission to pass a resolution to represent us so that any cost effectiveness will also be applicable to the city of Aransas Pass if they're able to be successful. This is no cost to the city. It's actually a reimbursable cost that's paid for by AEP as mandated by the state. Legal cost.
Favor of the council? Or any questions?
I remember this from last year. So our motion needs to be that we approve Lloyd and Gosling.
Actually, it's just it's the language. If you approve resolution number 2018-863, approving cooperation with the city served by AEP to review AP. And you can keep going up. Do you see it? The language is split. There's a portion of it on the first page, and then the rest of it's on the second page.
So you're talking about 7.1?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I make a motion that we approve the resolution number 2018-863 of the City of Aransas Pass approving cooperation with the cities served by AEP to review AEP Texas Inc.'s requested approval of an adjustment to its energy efficiency cost recovery factors.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have to abstain, but, because my husband works for AEP, so either, just to avoid any kind of issues.
Mr. Mayor and council, next item is related to Val Bridge Property Advisors. What this distills down to is an appraisal for Con Brown. And we got the price tag on, this will be the first appraisal as far as we know. If others have been done, we cannot find them as far as Con Brown goes. This would provide the information necessary to move forward as far as development goes. Point one. Point two is we added LWR to that also. There has been an appraisal of LWR, but it's several years old, so it needs to be updated. So together, both of them is the price tag of $13,500. And that's what's before you, if you agree, is moving forward with an appraisal. And this company specializes in waterfront property also. So looking forward to a good appraisal as far as a thorough appraisal. And that's what's before you at this point.
So I see they're out of Houston. Who found the, did you find this company?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I make a motion that we approve Valbright Property Advisors for an appraisal of Con Brown Harbor and the LWR property. And should we put the amount of $13,500, not to exceed the amount of
Yes.
$13,500?
Yes.
For both Con Brown Harbor and LWR.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Let me pull this next one up. Okay, next one, Mr. Mayor and Council, is an agreement with LNV Engineers for a price tag of $3,000 to do the design work related to Pompano Drive in Pelican Cove. This is an issue and has come before you in a work session. This is an issue that's been going on for years. And one that we, per your direction, let's get it over with as far as getting that resolved. We are to the point where it is washed away under the road and the road is in limbo, hanging in midair. And we go in and fill it and it washes away pretty quickly. And it's a bulkhead issue, it's a road issue. When you combine both of those, the bulkhead issue and around the bulkhead issue with the repairs that now need to be made on the road, it is not going to be an inexpensive price. Together, they are close to $50,000, right at $50,000 for both of those. 21, I believe, for the bulkhead and 27 for the road. Maybe that's vice versa, but it's 21 and 27, I know, getting close to $50,000. After all these years, suggesting that you consider bringing the engineer on board to do the design work and then move forward with going out to bid. He'll take care of the bidding procedures and bidding documents to bring back the actual price as far as the bidding goes. That's what's before you at this point.
Do we have an approximate time frame on how quickly this could be done or not?
He will be, I can't say for sure. I did not ask that question other than he anticipates, much of the work has been done already as far as preliminary designs. That's the reason we're not talking about much work. That $3,000 is a pretty low price. So I'm anticipating he'll be getting to it very quickly, and within a 2-week period, that should be completed, and then moving forward with the bidding RFP process.
I make a motion that we approve amendment number 1 to the agreement with LNV Engineers for Pompano Street drainage repairs.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, not, do I have to put in the amount, or is that,
Yes.
okay, can I amend that motion to include not to exceed 3,000
For the design work.
for the design work? You need to second that, right?
You need
We need a second and another vote.
Second. All in
And then
favor?
vote again.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Last item, Mr. Mayor and Council, is creating a wet slip ad hoc review committee to review anticipated wet slips or boat slips out at Com Brown Harbor. And the reason this is being suggested is the importance of Com Brown Harbor. I want to make sure there's a review made up of on the committee made up of Burl, the building inspector, also the harbor master, and myself, to review any wet slips from this point on, any wet slips requests that come in, so that we have an idea of what's out there and what's being proposed for Con Brown. Yes, the building inspector will review it through the normal procedure, but this adds an additional set of eyes for an important part of the city. That's the whole reason for it. It's an ad hoc committee, and the suggestion to you is, if you agree, to allow the committee to be formed. Again, it's ad hoc.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the resolution number 2018-864, creating the wet slip ad hoc review committee.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And now we go to public safety. Chief?
I have Fire Chief Kelly here that will speak about circumstances relating to our medical director.
So we lost our medical director, Dr. Blanchard, a while back. He stayed on until we could find a new medical director. Working with Tri-County EMS, they helped us locate Dr. Edwardson. Dr. Edwardson agreed to come on as a medical director at no charge, which is really nice because other departments usually pay $12,000 or more a year to do that. So it was really nice. They jumped right on board. We got everything done. The only thing that I need now is approval from y'all so I can submit all the paperwork to the state, to the Texas Department of Health and Safety Services.
So the medical director is a requirement for their first responder license.
Without having a medical director, we cannot run any EMS calls at all.
What does he actually do for us?
So what he does is he actually looks through our protocols. Our protocols are what we use, kind of our guidelines when we're out operating. So anytime that, he just makes sure that those protocols are laid out in a way that he's kind of like our supervisor over the EMS. Some doctors can step out there and actually say, an EMT can do this, or a paramedic can do this, and the different medications that we can administer, that type of stuff. But it's not so, like seeing your medical director in the field probably almost never happens.
I have a question. Is that something that we have to approve tonight, or can we wait till the next council meeting? I have some concerns that I'd like to address with our city attorney.
Okay. Your
Dr.
dad's.
Dr. Blanchard's been doing it free as well, and he's agreed to stick around
Okay.
until we have a new one in place. Now, just so that the council, y'all understand, is Fire has also been working directly with Tri-County EMS director, and that's why Delbert's coming on board. This also has affected Portland Fire Department as well, because he was the medical director in Portland as well, and so Portland is gonna have to go out. Delbert's agreed to come to AP, but does not wanna take on Portland. And that
correct.
works better for us, because then the protocols that EMS use and the fire department use will overlap.
That's right.
Just
further-
have some questions before I'm comfortable. I just need to get those answered first.
Okay.
Is that, I make a motion that we table?
Yeah. Is it something that could be done now?
Yeah,
No.
what are the
Oh,
concerns?
okay.
This is my, if y'all don't second that, that's fine. I'm not the majority, it's how
Yeah.
y'all feel.
Right, so.
But like,
Is there an issue that you could just kind of hint at?
No. I just,
Okay, well, if there's a motion on the floor and there's no second, the motion
Okay.
dies for lack of second.
Okay.
Unless somebody will second the motion.
Good question. Already had a question for Nathan before the meeting started, so.
and what I'm wondering, like, if we don't approve this is gonna stifle
Yeah.
EMS.
So, and like I said, Dr. Blanchard has agreed to stay on until this happens. So he's still our medical director, up until the point that you guys give me the okay to go into this agreement, and I can get it filed.
But like what it boils down to, like, if there's no medical director, there's no EMS.
Correct, there's no first response.
Yeah.
If there's no medical director, but he has agreed to stay on through the end of the year. The other thing that may be, and I don't know if you want me saying this or not, but maybe worthy to know is that Vicky does sit on the Tri-County Board, so that could be insightful for y'all, maybe to want to table it, at least explore whatever that concern is that doesn't need to be aired publicly, and then we can move from there. It's really, it's just prolonging it another session.
I'm
So-
one vote, that's up to you guys.
Okay, well, so in other words, like if we tabled it, EMS is not gonna be affected.
They
It
are
goes on
still
there.
fine, everything is still fine.
Okay,
Today,
as-
everything is
until-
fine. Now, if
okay.
he were to leave and say, hey, I'm done, I'm off the
Then we have
table,
an issue.
they would have had to have stopped immediately.
Okay, well, that's my concern,
Yes.
that we don't put a stop to it. And
No,
that's-
services
that's
are
correct.
ongoing.
That's my main concern.
But we can table it for the next
Okay,
council
I'll
meeting.
go along the table
Okay.
then. on
Then I'll
that.
second it.
All in
Okay.
favor?
Aye.
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 Is that her?
Aye, aye, aye.
Okay, now we're going to, is there any city council or staff announcements?
I just want to point out to the council that going out in the mail this week, may have gone out today, the citywide services survey. It's also online, and if you have a chance to go online on our webpage, feel free to, for the citizens to fill it out online, or wait for it to come to your home if you live within the city limits of the Aransas Pass. But it's going out. It's already out in the case of the webpage, but it's going out as far as a hard copy this week. So just want to make you aware of it. The other issue is the Hotel Motel Tax Advisory Committee. We don't have members, and we've wanted to move forward with that committee. You approved the committee. But if you know of anyone who might be eligible to serve on that committee, would greatly appreciate getting their names. But as of this moment, I believe we have a grand total of 0, is that it? As far as potential, as far as volunteers for that committee, so.
What are the qualifications?
They just have to be a resident of the city.
I'd like to volunteer for that committee, so I'll put in my application. Can I be on that committee?
As far as I'm concerned.
Can I do that too?
What-
You
which
want,
com-
seriously? You want
Which
to be on?
committee is this?
The hotel motel.
As long as we don't have, hotel motel, all you
Oh,
do,
I'll be glad to sit on that committee as
what
well.
you're doing
Oh,
to.
we can't, no, we can't
We're
have
getting
that.
close
Can't
to a
have all that.
quorum now.
Can't have all that.
No.
Okay.
Time out.
Keep in mind that
Remember,
what
Okay, well,
there
I'll
will be
let
a
y'all do it.
quorum of the
Okay.
council.
the purpose of it is to review people who come
Applications.
before us, who want to use those dollars to put on an event, and they're asking for those dollars. And you want to, this committee will screen before it comes to the council.
Okay.
So,
I don't think you need the
So
committee.
that's
don't
okay.
you?
I know.
If you want to do it, that's fine. If you
So-
want to do it, that's fine. That's not what I thought the issue was about, so,
Okay, I'll do it. And then
So, yeah.
Don said he'll do it too.
there you go.
So we
many
have
do you
3
need
members
total?
in, 1, 2, 3, is that,
Okay,
you got it?
got it.
How many members are on it?
There's 3
Sounds like
citizen
3.
at large, and then there's I believe, the executive
Rosemary.
director from the chamber,
Rosemary.
and then the director of finance.
Oh, okay, so we're
Sandra.
set then with,
You got
we
5
have the
now.
members.
But yeah, but we'll bring it back at the next council meeting for appointment.
Okay, very good.
All right.
That's all I have.
I have an announcement, Mayor.
Okay, yes, good. Yay.
I'd like to let you know that Texas Municipal League has invited your city attorney to participate in the Municipal Policy Summit. This is a group of 75 people from around the state who are invited to come together and develop, create, recommend the legislative agenda that will represent Texas cities for the next upcoming legislative session.
Cool.
I will be doing that August the 23rd and 24th. No cost to you as a city, but I wanted to let you know that I will be representing you at the summit.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, now we go to citizen comments. Citizen comments are intended for matters that are not scheduled on the agenda. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes and state your name and address for the record. Be advised that the Texas Open Meeting Act prohibits the city council from responding and discussing your comments. The law authorizes the following: make a statement of factual information, recite existing policy, advise that the subject may be placed on the agenda for a subsequent meeting.
Hello, my name is Joyce Stowers. I'm here representing National Church Residences and Live Oak Village Apartments. We're very happy and wanted to let everyone know that we are up again and running. We are a property that houses seniors 62 and older, and we have moved all the ones that were here prior storm back in that are coming back, and we have 22 apartments available for immediate occupancy. And if you, I have some flyers that I have passed out or given to the office here. And if anyone knows of anyone 62 and older that needs an affordable apartment, please spread the word. We do want to be good citizens. We're hopeful that more people will come back now that the word is out. So I have more flyers that I can leave in case anybody wants one. And I gave you a few. Do you want any more? You've got enough? Okay, and it's Live Oak Village at 2101 West Wheeler. So thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you.
Don?
We're good.
Good.
I guess we.
All righty. Want me to make a motion?
Sure.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
All righty. All